What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Beyond the Backboard Podcast, another special episode of 2-Minute Drill. My name is Omar. Next to me are my beautiful co-hosts, Max and Earl. Today, we are without Jay, but that's okay. He's getting his Wi-Fi fixed up. But today, we are going to be talking about the Los Angeles Clippers and the tons of additions they have made. So far, it's been Bradley Beal and Chris Paul. So, with that being said,
And Brook Lopez and John Collins.
Well, I mean, for the past few days, we already knew about them, but...
Yeah.
Anyway, first 2 minutes timer goes to Max. We're going to start your 2 minutes now.
So, all the Clippers cooking something here. I think what the Clippers are cooking is a very good regular season team. I like that they're structured around defense. I like that they're structured around a lot of height. They still have, obviously, a ton of potent scoring. I would imagine Bradley Beal will come off the bench. I think they're going to keep the starting lineup of James Harden and Chris Dunn together. I think that worked well for stretches last year. The biggest stretch where it didn't work well was in the playoffs against Denver, when Denver was effectively daring Chris Dunn to shoot. And it didn't go so well. Now they have Bradley Beal to come in and fill those. If a team's going to play them that way, they can put Bradley Beal in. If they're not, then they can run Chris Dunn. Chris Paul, 40 years old. I'm not expecting a ton from him. But can he be a decent backup point guard? Can he give them 10 and 8 off the bench or 10 and 7? I think that's fair. I don't think anyone's expecting him to do more than that. I don't think they need him to do more than that. James Harden is still producing at an incredible rate at age 36. Kawhi at age 30, I want to say 3 or 4. If he can put together a healthy season, he's still an all-star caliber player. I think this team can win 50-plus games in the regular season. I really do. I mean, they were a 5th seed last year. I think they're even better now. I could see them being a 4th or 5th seed in the West, which, again, 50-plus wins. In the East, I would be like the 1st seed, but in the West, probably a 4 or 5. I think the struggle for them is going to be the playoffs. They are an older team. Obviously, a lot of their best players are in their mid to late 30s. The question is, what do they have left by the end of the season? Can they go head-to-head against some of the best teams in the West, a Denver, a Timberwolves, a Houston, an OKC? Do they have enough in the tank to beat them in a 7-game series? And that's even one series. Then you go to the next series. It's like, can this team – are they going to have enough left in the tank to put together a deep playoff run? And that's my biggest concern with them. But if you're just asking me how good are they going to be on just a night-to-night basis in the regular season – I think they're going to win a lot more games than they're going to lose. They're very well coached with Tyronn Lue. They have everything there that they need to be a very successful regular season team. What's the one thing we've always talked about the Clippers ever since Kawhi came? Can they put it together in the playoffs? I think that question is still there, but I do like the team that they've built to at least get them to the playoffs.
Perfect way to end things off, Max. Earl, I'm going to swing it off to you real quick. We're going to start that 2-minute timer now.
Yeah, shout out to the Clippers. I think for the first time, they really took their time with free agency and made the right moves. It kind of reminds me, I think it's fair to say this might be the best team they've had since Lob City. I think they have a lot of versatility, especially in their big area. Now they got Zubac and Brook Lopez. One of my main concerns with this team was their depth off the bench from their bigs. And I think Brook Lopez provides just a whole different game. Like Zubac is not a guy who shoots threes. Brook Lopez can kind of step out the three-point line. Good defender as well, good rebounder. So a lot more versatility for them. Also, John Collins, I love that addition, especially when you bring on a guy like Chris Paul, who is known to throw some of the craziest lobs we've seen in the history of the game. And John Collins used to catch lobs from the other end from Trae Young. Shout out to him. They used to have one of the best one-to-one, big-to-small connection, which I would love to see with Chris Paul. Also, shout out to Kawhi Leonard. I think a lot of this, like Max said, has to do with health. Kawhi Leonard is the hub of what's the future for this team. If he does not stay healthy and they make it to the playoffs and he's hurt, they will not make it far. That's just the honest truth. Bradley Beal, I think he provides some good offensive scoring, whether it's on the bench in the starting lineup. I think it works. I think it's almost like the same as Norman Powell. I think he slightly has a little bit more of an upside just because consistently I've seen him be able to score in those type of volumes. For Norman Powell, I've only seen it for one season, and that's no disrespect to him. I'm sure he'll be good on the Heat. But yeah, I like all the additions they've pretty much added to the team. If Bradley Beal can just be locked in, I say the best version of Beal is what everyone's hoping for here, then I think they have a good chance to compete in the West. A super stacked West, I'll say at that. So shout out to the Clippers. I think they made all the right moves, and we'll see what happens. James Harden as well. He has all the toys he needs in the workshop to get going. He might average a double-double this season.
And with that, you have 5 seconds to spare. Great job, Earl. You're pretty efficient. You're pretty efficient from the field today, I got to say.
Colin Harden, ultra efficient.
95%, man.
75%. I got to agree. What I agree with is none of your takes. Unfortunately, I think the Clippers are going to crash and burn, personally. I think Kawhi is not going to have a healthy season. I really think they're not going to be as good as a regular season team as we are all expecting. I think Kawhi has a problem with consistency and staying on the court, which kind of leads his teams astray. I mean, hell, it did happen with Paul George. We can't deny that. It happened with every team that they really tried to build on the Clippers ever since Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, all of them left. So, in my opinion, I only said the beginning part just for a smooth transition. It's kind of like a 50% chance that I really have them being a good team this year. Because to be honest, when I see it, I think of that picture I sent the other day where it's like the unction, and it's literally every single one of the Clippers players where they're all 35 and above. This would have been a great team in 2011. Don't get me wrong. But even in probably 2013, let's keep it more recent. But I just don't have much faith in a team run by 35-year-olds. And look, I like the Brook Lopez addition. I think that was a great addition to have for a backup big. I think Zubac's spot is pretty solidified. And I think everybody else is kind of just walking on a crutch. And I'm not going to say James Harden is going to have a bad year ever again. So that's all I'll say. And I'll honestly keep it at that.
Omar, you're saying you're going to crash and burn. What does crashing and burning look like for you?
I think they're going to start off pretty high. I think they're going to win their first like five games, and they're gonna start losing like one, and then they'll go up to 10. They'll be like 10-3 or something like that. They'll have a really good thing going till about 10-15 games in, and then Kawhi gets injured, and then I'm gonna see Chris Paul get injured, and then I see Bradley Beal's gonna take off because he goes to the strip club during the bubble. Or was that somebody else?
That was somebody else.
That was somebody
else.
You literally wishing injuries is crazy.
I'm not wishing any injuries. Let me get that.
You're wishing them out like they're hors d'oeuvres at a party. Oh,
I'm not wishing them out.
Jalen Brunson, week 3 ACL.
Week 3 ACL. I mean, look, if that's your opinion, that's your opinion. I can't stop.
No, it's not my opinion. I'm saying it's dumb.
like obviously there's injury concerns with the Clippers. Yeah, like obviously there are injury concerns.
I'm just looking at that team and I'm just like,
why here?
Look, I'm just looking at them and I'm
pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, Chris Paul had a pretty healthy season though.
He did, yeah.
Did he not play almost every game?
Season, yeah. Not every
Unless
game.
I'm tripping. I could be
not every single game, but he did.
I'll check that.
He had a good amount of games, I believe. Let me double check.
Oh yeah, bro. Yeah, you're bugging.
Chris Paul played all 82 games last year.
What?
Yeah, bro. Randomly late, he's gonna have an injury in week 3.
Chris Paul literally plays every single game. Also, Omar. Time for him to get hurt.
Yeah, low key be the perfect time for him to get hurt. Narrative wise.
What?
And with that, thank you guys so much for watching this episode.
That was bad. Let me clear that up.
Another special episode.
No wishing injuries on anybody, everybody. We're gonna keep that at a minimum.
That's Omar. That's Earl. Follow us on YouTube, Spotify, TikTok, all the good places y'all always do. We'll see y'all next week.
Be there and be square,
everybody. Peace out.
Peace out.
Peace.